First of all, let's establish obvious energies that little kids can pick up on. The difference between sun yellow and a kind of pink white, pink black yin yang that people are in. The sun yellow is the warrior brilliance, the warrior with moral brilliance, who's in the martial art order. And I'm the only one who, in the history of this nation, ever truly had it. And my dad had it, but he didn't really cultivate it through martial arts. So I'm the only one who truly had it. So once we understand that, we understand that no culture that exists has a warrior energy, a warrior movement, a warrior way about him. And I'm sure you can understand that by now. But if you can't, listen carefully. None of you are warriors in reality. You accept a culture that is allowed because it is a gay energy and non-warrior culture. And they go as far as to try to make me seem gay when everyone else is pretty much gay because of the energy they're in, right? And they drug me to kind of reduce my masculinity because it has something to do with a mix between genius and masculinity that will never be seen again. And trust me, I've seen the types of people that exist. They're incapable of naturally breeding it. Right. So when we look at colonialism, right, it starts with the word colon. This is not a coincidence. Set was historically a homosexual deity, right? Settler, right? And of course, these people came here wearing wigs, acting effeminate, and acting more like masons or a housekeeper, you know, a housewife than a soldier and then a true warrior. So when we look at this thing, it makes it clear. The craft isn't the only thing to blame. You are all to blame as well as your forefathers. When we consider the prison, the Boy Scout, the churches, the stepdads, and this pervasive sexual abuse that occurs in the West, which is understated and underreported, it is obvious that it is a very gay culture, and they're following the footsteps of their forefathers who were very gay and were teamed up with people who were very gay and accepted the tutelage of people who are very gay, like the story of Zeus and Ganymede. You all suffer from an immoral scientific sickness, is one way to describe it, which is greatly increased by ignoring me and pretending I am sick while acting confident that you aren't sick. The valid top martial artist is called the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh. You are all insane, unreasonable, and unfair. Your sickness comes from accepting your cultures that existed before colonialism, and then they were exacerbated by the colonial cultures, which has the trickle-down pedo energy. Of course, by doing so, you betrayed every good person that ever existed. You know, and a lot of the people who betrayed them sound a lot like I do right now, because again, they're using drugs and technology with 19 witnesses on record to change my voice, my speech patterns, my look. So I have this kind of elf-like look, and at times it even looks gay because of the drugs they're using. And you can imagine it's a walk in the park in 2019 for them to achieve that effect. And gays have a long history of blaming, of accusing people who aren't gay of being gay. And of course, they aren't martial artists. They aren't Nigerian brain surgeon sons. My father comes from the country with the least acceptance of homosexuality in the world. So the people who come from the places like France, they have skyrocketing rates, very high rates, astronomical rates of acceptance of homosexuality, pretending that the black people who are the least accepting of homosexuality are the most gay. Obviously, you can see this is their Saturn role reversal kind of bitch shit while they play G.I. Joe, quote unquote, a real American hero when they are fake neo-colonialists, white privileged, Greco-Roman kind of styled homosexual cults that include the conservatives, and every culture that is allowed takes part in their gay energy and accepts the kind of gay energy of the rainbow unicorn beast, if you will. To pretend you are decent increases your sickness. Let's consider the craft now and the wordplay. Okay, Vulcan, Vi-El-Khan, Vi-El-Kin. They live life and they compete as mentally ill people. Vulcan is a deity of the craft and volcanoes, like has faced us. He faced us. Why are they mad? Because the righteous faced him historically, and their women and the guys who act like sissies are the ones left behind, with the exception of my family, because this is a ritual kind of killing of the royal line. It didn't take a genius to figure out it's in Nigeria. Other races are like Smurfs and cartoon fat idiots and goofy, gumpy fucks compared to Nigerians, with all due respect, this certain group of Nigerians, which my family is the core of. Okay, so everyone else really has no excuse for being alive. These people, you know, me and my father, especially me, are being kept alive for some kind of ritual ending. Okay, this is satanic ritual abuse, and it's well documented. Of course, there's the disinformation by the CIA and their allies and the countless alphabet boys. Even their names testify to their treachery. CIA, backwards, Alpha ICE, they insist on the white supremacy. FBI, the F for fuck you, fuck, bisexual. Okay, these guys are Satan is gay. Okay, Sodom and Gomorrah. We can go on and on about why that is, but it's obviously the case, and you can tell by what the churches are doing, and so on and so forth. So, patah is path, scrambled, an anagram, if you will. You are unreasonable as people that accept cultures from people that fuck people in the ass, and the right that pretends that they haven't accepted it first, and their energies first. That is unreasonable. It is sick, with all due respect to the LGBT community, to fuck people in the ass and to fuck little kids in the ass. That is a sign of sickness. The fact that this has been popularized in the quote-unquote heterosexual community is very alarming. You have people who think of themselves as not being gay, fucking their girlfriend in the ass. That is sick. This is the part of the system that one has to transcend. It's not just the gays themselves. Again, I tell you, it is the energies of every culture that is allowed. The colonialists went around with their wigs, acting like sissies, and when they left the places they colonized, they made sure that the people who were more effeminate were in charge. And there's cults. It's a long story why there's cults that are more effeminate in every country in the world, every region in the world, and there's cults that are less effeminate. And they made sure the ones that are more effeminate and more Western friendly were around. So we look at the word above. Okay, Obi, Vi, of course he advises Ebo, O means king, A equals 1, there's one line, A is alpha, okay, it's the first letter, and so on and so forth. So obviously, after thousands of years of the works, you're an idiot if you think I'm wrong, the buildings tell the story, the frats, they're Greek societies, they're weirdos, they're gays, they quite often do rituals where they fuck each other in the ass, from what I gather. Psychology, even the word psychology is what the Western uses. It doesn't use religion to enforce its ways so much, it uses mostly psychology. It's a secular society. Okay, Psyche, Logos. Psyche was a slut who was put into a trance using drugs and fumes and coercion and ritual sexual abuse, and she went around, using